It says we're live. Oh my goodness, of course we're live. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style. This is where we meet leaders leaving legacies. And every Tuesday night, I bring to you men and women who are about sharing their journey and their mission with you. And tonight, our featured guest speaker, well, just let me tell you this. I decided some time ago to introduce on Tuesday nights any and every and all cosmic healers, alternative modalities, men and women who wanted to invest in themselves and come and share with you much of their message and their journey, their wisdom, because that's what it's all about. So tonight, how many of you are fascinated with numbers? Numbers, which has so many names I'm learning tonight from our featured guest speaker, Kilelle, Kiano. I think I pronounced that right. He'll correct me when he comes up. But this gentleman I ran into in the clubhouse, he titillated my imagination. I wanted to know more, and I invited him to come and share some time and space with you because his wisdom is amazing. So I want you to just sit back and relax. Grab a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cocktail, whatever is going to get you relaxed and comfortable. Because when I bring Kilelle up, we're going to talk a lot about a lot of different things that has to do with the support, aid, and assistance, maybe if you feel you need it, to get you on the journey that you're meant to be on. So help me welcome our guest. I'm bringing you up now. Hello, 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 my friend. I had a hard time pronouncing your name, but I know you're forgiving me. It's Kilelle, Kiano. How close was I?
Pretty close, guys. Pretty close.
Thank you. I love my new name too. Welcome to Biz. I ran across listening to you in the clubhouse, and I pop in and out of these rooms seeking men and women like you who are full of wisdom and are sharing it with others. So tell us about your journey. And first off, tell us what you do. And then we'll talk about the journey that brought you to it.
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. I thank you endlessly. I'm a gematria teacher. I teach alphanumerics, numerology, occult practices. I teach reading literacy. I teach coding. And I help people heal their trauma via reconnecting with your shadow self. For a quick reference, just watch Disney's Peter Pan from the 50s.
Yes.
Note how Wendy was able to reconnect Peter's trauma, i.e. his shadow, to his foot and ran away because of his ego. Because she loved him, because she always had and she always would, but that's another story.
Yes. Kilelle, let me ask you this, because when I first met you and I heard this name, I had heard it before, and you know how things go in and out and forgotten. But then as soon as you mentioned it, it came back, but I couldn't recall what it was. You mentioned that name, gematria. Share with us a little bit about that, because I'm sure I'm not alone. Not that I mind being, because I'm not ever alone. I'm a loner, but never alone. So what does that mean, gematria? Tell us a little bit about that, because most people, I'm sure, are not familiar, if they're not in the circle that you're in, with what that means.
Most people would know it by the term numerology.
Yes.
Gematria is more of a Hebrew term or terminology. It has different ciphers, the same way you have different schools of thought or different areas of math, for example, like algebra, trigonometry. It is one of these sciences because it's meant to be used holistically. So, for example, the Sumerian cipher, to denote the power, you have Jesus, which equals 444. You have Lucifer, which equals 444. Muhammad, Messiah, and a multitude of others, but these four will show you the power of a name and a number.
Well, hold on one second, because I never assume anything anymore, my love. And that's this. These totally diverse personas, pronounced personalities with the 444. Explain to me how that happens. I'm not the only one who wants to know, because I'm sure others are out there saying, what did you say, Jesus? And then what was the other name? What are the varying differences between those two?
Well, what we would call the great Western religions, Islam, Judaism, and Christianity.
Yes.
They all talk about the exact same people, the same gods, just by different names. So if you understand in the Old Testament, for example, Lucifer or Samael or Beelzebub, the serpent, the devil, whatever name you like to use,
All of
he's
them.
referred to as the great and powerful morning star. But by the time you get to Revelation in 22:16, Jesus is the great and powerful morning star. What is being conveyed here? They are one and the same. Lucifer could not have offered the world to Jesus were it not his to offer. It tells you he is the prince of the air, as do other pathologies, other religions, other mythologies, other cultures. They tell you the same story over and over again. So it's just about the time changing in the name, but the story remains the same.
Wow. I don't think most people, Kilelle, it's never really all, but I'm sure that some are not aware of the vast differences between just those two names, Jesus and Lucifer. So just that explanation gives me a lot of clarity. What brought you to this study, this absolutely spellbinding study of numerology and all of its names? What is it? Gematria, which is what I'm just learning about. What gave you what gave you this passion to share this knowledge and study it, get it inside of you, and then share it with others? Tell us your beginning with that.
My grandfather was born in 1919 in Union City, Tennessee, Will Barnett, and he was the smartest man I've ever known.
Wow.
He could essentially read a newspaper, but he couldn't take it too much further because he had to work to support his 9 brothers and sisters. He became a Freemason and a Shriner. And as my fourth birthday, he bought me an Encyclopedia Britannica, and it became my best friend. He also played the lottery, the 3 and 4 digit, every day, and he would win 3 and 4 times a week. It became so normal, and I never truly questioned it. But he began to teach me gematria by the use of how he chose his numbers with the order and the letter of a day, along with your own name recombinated. So, i.e., my name, Kilelle Kiano Huff, comes to 369. Kilelle in the Sumerian cipher comes to 396. 369 is very famous because of Nikola Tesla. So my ultimate number is 9. 9 is the embodiment of all numbers. So I have a propensity for numbers and everything numeric because everything is numbers. So I like to find the algorithm, I like to find the wave, and I like to steer it to do what I would like to do with it.
You know what? We have all heard, I think most of us, from time to time in different circles, that most everything boils down to numbers, which at this time in my life, I'm beginning to embrace as fact. I don't think I did. I know I didn't before. And what you share with us, my friend, is something that warms my heart, because what would we all be without our loving grandparents? Your grandfather was able to share with you his love for numbers and give you that encyclopedia, which happened to my sister and I through a dear uncle. And that became my best friend for all of the learning disabilities and issues that I had. I could take that and stay with it forever and ever and ever. I didn't get the numbers part of it, but I did get the exploration of the encyclopedia. I mean, it's amazing. When did you know for sure? I heard that your grandfather gave you this appreciation and understanding and the encyclopedia booklet. But when did you know that this was what you wanted to do? When did that come to you?
I knew at a very early age because I always enjoyed meeting someone where they were. You can't talk to everyone like they're a rocket scientist. You can't talk to everyone like they're a baby. Some, people will get confounded and people will get offended just by speaking the truth. So you have to find a way to meet them on their level. I knew in 1986, when I was about 5 years old, I was playing a Nintendo game called Contra had the first magic spell or cheat code I ever learned. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. It would give you 30 men. It was a magic spell to me. It allowed you to play the game longer, to learn the algorithm, to learn the enemy's patterns. And by the time you got to the end, you didn't need 30 men anymore. So that's what magic is. That's what the ultimate essence of religion and spirituality is. So to find the cheat code is to ultimately find how your name denotes everything that you witness with your eyes.
Kilo, I tell you, I find I'm mesmerized and fascinated by all of this, have been all of my life. Let's say hello to these beautiful men and women who are sharing the stage with us tonight, and they're tuning in to listen to you. Hello, ladies, and welcome. It's always great when you show up. These are dear friends and people who are supportive and always in my camp. Now will be in your circle as well, in your tribe. The work that you're doing is stupendous because it's needed. Let me ask you this. I might have the answer, but I don't assume anything anymore. When people come to you, I know you have the school, which we're going to talk about a wee bit later. What do they come to you for mainly? I shared with you earlier that I've spent my entire life on this beautiful planet discovering me. So when people come to you, what are they coming to you for mainly? You can say self-discovery, but it's more than that. How do you support them in whatever it is they're coming to you for? That's a good question, right?
Well, to be honest with you, being an empath, gematria is something I'm naturally good at. I'm not being braggadocious. Most of us are good at a great many things if we only try them. But I have a certain gift when it comes to numbers. I have a certain gift when it comes to reading people's energy. So their name is already going to tell me everything it is I need to know about them along with their energy. When I make my grimoire for my readings, my book of spells or recombinations, I use any social media that they have to infuse the resonance of their own name, because you're going to begin to see yourself in ways you may not have previously done. You're going to see the monster. You're going to see the God. You're going to see the kingdom that's already been laid out for you by you. And it's a very powerful thing. I enjoy seeing those spiritual light bulbs go off. Being an activator is like the greatest job in the world. So I enjoy showing people their spiritual mirror.
You know what, my friend? You said something that's very extremely paramount in people like you and many others that I've met who do the work that they do with all heart, all love. You said braggadocio. You couldn't be that if you tried. There is a humbleness, strength within you that one can't spend any time around you and not see. And then you also said that you have the gift of being able to share with people what it is that you're seeing in a loving way that they can embrace and walk away and become more powerful. So that's a gift. And when you have that gift, you can't afford to have your ego not healthy and not in place. And that's why I'm here with you tonight, because that's what I felt, my friend. Kilo, when I heard you in the clubhouse, I knew that I had to meet you because of that energy that you were sending out into the stratosphere. And there was nothing braggadocio about it. So thank you for that explanation. It's really great. But again, when people come to you, what is it that they are asking you for? Are they asking you for what is my purpose? What is my greatest gift? What is it that I need to change? I know it's different for everyone, but what would be the predominant role that they're coming to you for? That's my question to you.
Most people who come to a practitioner of any sort for a reading only need one thing. They need confirmation. They need to know that they're not crazy for what it is that they think and what it is that they feel, because typically when you hit that lottery number of mind, body, and spirit, where it's all saying the same thing, it doesn't logically make sense, because logic will tell you something else must be afoot, and it is, because it's your truth. And in this world, we all have our alarm clocks set for different times. So once that alarm clock goes off, you're going to naturally be led to lighthouses who stand in the darkness and cast the light so you can see where you are. It's not so you can have a cult. It's not so you can have a following. So you can begin to do this yourself and teach me something. That's the way it ultimately works. So people ultimately that come to me, they just need that confirmation because they've already been seeing it. They've already gotten out of their own way just by realizing that you can be better. You've already made the most important step in the journey.
Kilelle, no one has answered that question for me as beautifully and brilliantly as you just did. Because the key word that you used there, and I've spent all of my life going into all of these spiritual realms, circles, tribes, groups for my discovery. And it was always for confirmation the truth of me, because I knew it, but I, for some reason, now that I understand it, couldn't embrace and accept it. So what you're saying is so spot on. And they all come to you, meaning the people, the men and women who come to you, they come to you for that confirmation. I get that. And their truth, so that they can allow their passion and their love to show up. Isn't that what they want? Yes,
Exactly.
indeed. Now, what is it with numbers that you have found to date is the most salient avenue that you travel down that impacts people's lives in the most powerful way? I know a wee bit about numerology. I've had my soul life and the lifeline and all of those other, the birth and all of the different things. What is it that most people, when they come to you, they want to know all of their numbers, and then you explain to them? Tell us a little bit about the numbers. That's what I'm asking you. Tell us a little bit about the numbers. You can use you as an example if you like.
Numbers are frequency. They are variations and they are variants.
Yes.
And if you understand the frequency of a number, the same way a letter has frequency or a symbol has frequency, whether it's a number or a letter, technically first, it is a symbol. So you have universal languages, sex, music, binary, numbers. These are all the universal languages. Everything is sound, everything is frequency, everything is vibration. So the one comes through the portal. It comes through the zero, which is not a placeholder. That is a derogatory term. It is a divine portal that gives birth to 9 numbers.
Wait, hold on 1 second, because I have to take this in my way. What did I hear you say about the number 0? Because I think what I heard you say is what most people might think that it means. It is not a blank 0 number. It is what? Explain that again.
It is a divine portal.
A divine portal. Love that.
It is not a placeholder. That would be like you and I went shopping at the grocery store, and I say, I want to run over here across the street, hold my place in line. That's not what you're there for.
I like that divine portal, because I think, Kilelle, I think most, myself included, I've never heard it expressed that way. I think I read something else that impacted me, but the way you just expressed that really impacted me when you said it's a divine portal. That resonated with my soul. I received that. I did. Continue. This is it, because people want to know all the numbers, the brief descriptions of what they mean. In fact, my friend, allow me to do this. I'm going to put you in the green room for a brief second. I want to just say hello to the people who are here and invite them to something that I'm having coming up, and I'll be back with you in a second. And then, with your permission, I'd like to go through briefly the numbers, a brief description, because most everyone might know their numbers, but then they don't know how to intertwine and mix them. So hold tight, and I'm going to be back with you in 1 second. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Do I love this stuff? You bet I do. And so much more. But let me say this to you. It's always great when you're here. I know how active everybody is, and I'm sick of the word busy, but active and on overload and doing everything that we can to be all that we're here to be. And one of the reasons that I started this Cosmic Healer Alternative Modalities platform is that I know, because I hear, I feel, I sense, because like my friend here, I am empathic and intuitive too. And I'm seeing that a lot of us, especially women, we need more guidance and more everything. And that's why I bring these people here that you can connect with and meet. I'm also asking you to join me on September. Oh my God, where does the time go? It's September already. September the 15th. I have a featured guest speaker who's going to be coming here, and she's going to be sharing with you all of the men and women that I bring to you, especially the women and leading ladies, leaving legacies, they're here to share with you everything that will support you in your growth. And all you have to do is go, if you're not a member already, please become a member, because we look for women who want to rise and soar into their greatness and their power. And if you're not quite sure and you need confirmation, then Kilelle is just a person that you need to align with, because he's going to be able to give you exactly the confirmation that you're seeking. But go here and join Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, and register for the event on September the 15th. This lady is powerful and you will love her. That's all I can share with you. In the meantime, I'm going back because I want to hear from you exactly what you can share with us, a little bit more about numbers. And you started off with a 0. Now let's go through 1 to 9 if we have the time, and I think we do. That's what people want to know, my friend. Yes.
The 1 is masculine, leader energy, meant to be a protector of the divine portal. Yes. The 2 is the divine coupling, the partnership, the companionship. 3 denotes the child, the genius, the comedian, the creativity. 4 is the routine, the hard worker, the law. 5 is the traveler, the general, the risk taker. 6 is the homemaker, the domestication, the people who would rather have a drink with friends at their home as opposed to going to a bar or a lounge. 7 is the spiritual loner, the same thing they can get from a person by being themselves, by themselves, you can get from a crowd. It doesn't matter. The 1 and the 7 are the masculine numbers. The feminine are the rest, which is why feminine or women outnumber men on this realm, on this earth. Typically 10 to 1, depending on what country you're in. The 8 is the literal you, the divine portal, the masculine, the feminine woman depicted as the hourglass, the infinity, money, current. If you add up anything you like to buy, typically it will add up to 8 when you break the price down. And 9 is the ultimate chameleon. It will become anything you put it with. If you have 99,992, that's 9, 8, 27, 36. 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. See how it becomes the 3?
You know what? Yes, 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 yes. I am just taking it all in, and I tell you, it's all absolutely delicious. And I think what most people who come now, and especially for the replay, will find is your description of the 8. I happen to be a lover of Hollywood, and yet I leave it there because it's all exaggerated illusion, magic, and all that good stuff, which we need. I'm not knocking it. But then we also live in the real world. But they idolize the hourglass figure and that femininity, sensuality, sexuality. And when you said number 8, the way you described it, I mean, that's something to take home because it's truth. It's the truth. And I don't think anyone, my friend, has ever expressed it that way. So thank you for that. I don't think you can say that one number is more powerful than the other, can you?
It's not so much that they're more powerful. If anything, one would have more functionality than another.
Great
so
word.
you have certain symbols or certain keys that will open one door. And then you have universal skeleton keys that will open many or any door. Mm-hmm. So the 9 would be that skeleton key. That 6 would be a skeleton key because it is the 9 inverted. And then the 3 is the ultimate derivative. And it is creativity. So you can have the 3 and in lead still have the others.
Well, you know, I found, they say the more you laugh and smile, the truer it is for you. And I'm laughing and smiling in the most loving way here with you, because when you mentioned number 3, I've forgotten which of my numbers it is, 3 or 5, but that you said the childlike, there's a childlike perennial ongoing student with me all the time. I'll be 103 and I'll still be like, what? It's a good thing, really. I applaud it now. I didn't so much when I was much younger, but the study of numbers is absolutely fascinating. What do you find? How do you find, outside of the passion that you have for it and what you're sharing with the students that you're working with, what is it about it that really lights you up and ignites something in you, that passion the most? It's don't tell me it's everything. It's a combination of something for you. What is that? I know that you love being a teacher. I feel that. I know that. But what else is there for you?
For me, it is the reiteration of how many ways you can view a thing. What does that mean? That means if you look at the calendar, it is a clock, right? You have 365 days supposedly. You have the sun, which is the minute hand. You have the hour hand, which would be the moon, and you have a difference depending on what day, minute, hour, second you are in. So the same way in astrology, you have 3 deacons per sign. Each deacon is extremely different from the other, but they still resonate at their foundation in the same way. It's the same with every aspect of the clock or every tribe of Israel or every hour that we're talking about. So I like to see the different ways a thing can be viewed. My grandfather taught me there are as many ways to see a thing as there are people to see it. Yes. So I look for those universal keys. Finding universal keys is one of my biggest pastimes.
Let me breathe. I'm so happy that you ended with that, because I wanted to come back to what you and I were talking about originally in the beginning, because what you just said resonates and aligns with exactly what your grandfather said to you. And correct me if I'm wrong. He said to you, Kayla, you should either be a lawyer or a pastor. And point of fact, you combine the two in the work that you're doing. You have, because you instruct people in the best way for them to get to their truth, their knowing, their understanding. You advise them in love for themselves and the harmony that they can bring once they know and understand who they are, which is what a good pastor will do, enlighten and inspire. So you took another route, but it's the same, just different verbiage. And it's still a professional realm where you're sharing all of the years and study and love that you put into learning what you do to share it with others. I commend and I applaud you for that. I really do, because I know for sure now, and I know that you do as well. I've not asked you this. I've not talked with you about this, that now is a time where big changes. And all of us have to get more in line with who we are and why we're here and what we are to do. Would you agree with that? You don't have to. Most definitely. Yeah. And what is one of the major ways that you find outside or align with what you do that people can do that? Get in touch with their purpose, their mission, their calling, who they are, why they're here, and what they're to do while here. There's so many ways. What would you suggest?
What I would suggest is listening to your spirit and listening to your inner voices and listening to your ancestor and your blood. Everyone, to one degree or another, whether you're a child or an elder, knows about the Egyptians, the Kemites, the Tamarians, right? They had one tenet: know thyself. When you know yourself, you will know all, because all is a reflection of you. It cannot exist if you were not here to observe it. So by knowing who you are, who you come through, why you came back, and why you write the story the way you have written it, is all you need to know. Everything else will then make sense. The dominoes will then fall where they may.
Well, you mentioned one of my favorite, I have so many favorite words. I love words, not to impress, to express. And you mentioned ancestors. I have no illusions and no doubts that they're always with me. And I know that you know that too. My friend, the time is gone here. I don't know where it goes. I say this every week, every time we do this. But I know that you have this book club or this school. Tell us a wee bit about that. I have the link up here. And I send you much love, and I will always be in your circle, celebrating and applauding you. And I don't know what, when, where, and how we'll work together, but I know that we will. And I'm just honored that you could share time with us tonight. Tell us a little bit about your school.
The book club KunamiKodes and Gematria School on Telegram is where I teach Gematria for free. I give out hundreds of books every day. I currently have over 12,000 books. I teach literacy. Reading is very important. Whatever level you are, I have a book for you. Whatever it is you like to read about, I have a book for you. And you can download many more for free. I will personally send them to you. It's a place, it's a hub where I showcase the Alphanumerics Guild, who I am a member of. I showcase any and all practitioners of gematria and numerology, astrology, the tarot, any so-called quote unquote occult practice, where you can come and you can learn it in a comfortable environment for free.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot tell you from my heart to your heart, much love. Continue what you're doing. I will always be in your circle camp tribe. And I'm going to put you in the green room and say so long for now. I'll be with you in just a second. Thank you, my love.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh, what can I tell you? I think it behooves you not to make a connection, because he's so good at what he does, and he does it with such heart and such passion. It's been a pleasure to spend time and space with you. I always enjoy your company, and I know again how active we are. So when you show up, it warms my heart. And may I say again, if you have to wear the mask, wear the mask. And from my heart to your heart, I am always sending you much, much love and all the best. So long for now. Much love.